18th May 2022 Morning Murli Shanti BapDada Madhuban. Sweet children, become true lovers and remember me, the one beloved, and your lifespans will increase. It is only by having yoga and by studying that you are able to claim a high status. Question: what help does the Father ask you children in order to make Bharat into heaven? Answer: children, I need the help of your purity. Promise you will kick away the vice of lust and definitely become pure. Wake up early in the morning and say, Sweet Baba, I am ready to help you. I will become pure and definitely make Bharat pure. I will definitely follow your teachings. I will not perform any sinful acts. Baba, it is the wonder of you. I never even dreamed that I would become a master of the world. Look what you are making me from what I was. Song: the heart desires to call out to you. Shanti. You beloved children, know you souls are lovers of the one beloved Father. You children know how strong the relationship between a lover and beloved is. Human lovers have love for each other's body, but not because of vice. You children know that when a couple get married and are called husband and wife, they become a lover and beloved to make one another impure. They are aware in advance that they will indulge in vice. Your children have now become lovers of the one beloved, who is the beloved of all souls. All are lovers of that one. All devotees are lovers of the one God. However, devotees don't know God. Because of not knowing God, they are unable to receive any power, etc. from Him. Sages and holy men, etc. remain pure, and so there is something or other for a temporary period. You remember the one beloved. You connect your intellects in yoga to Him, the one who is also the Father, the Teacher, and the Purifier, the Almighty Authority. You have yoga with the Father and take power from Him. Your knowledge is different. You receive power in order to conquer Maya. Such a beloved, it's so sweet. He makes you into the masters of the world. Those who have made the Father belong to them know how good the beloved is. He is the one whom everyone has been remembering for half the cycle. Those human lovers are lovers for just one birth. You have been remembering that one for half the cycle. You now know the Father, and so you are receiving a lot of power. You are following Srimad and becoming the most elevated masters of all of heaven. A soul becomes a lover. It is souls that do everything through their physical organs. Your children are now concerned to claim your inheritance from the Father. The Father has come and cancelled the tying of the knot that you had for exchange of poison. He says, renounce all of those things and now remember me. Human lovers also remember their beloved at every moment while eating, drinking, and doing everything. They don't have impure feelings. There is no question of vice there. You now remember the one. You can increase your lifespan according to the efforts you make for remembrance. For instance, a worldly Brahmin might say that your lifespan is 50 years. The Father says you can now increase your lifespans with the power of yoga. The more you stay in yoga, the more your lifespan will increase. Then, in the future, you will become those with a long lifespan for birth after birth. If there is no yoga, there will have to be punishment and the status is also reduced. Although everyone will be happy, it will only be by having yoga and studying. The difference is in the status. The more effort you make, the higher the status you claim. You will have wealth number-wise. Not everyone can be wealthy to the same extent. The father explains, children, follow my directions as much as possible. You have been following devilish dictates for half the cycle, and those have continued to reduce your lifespans. No matter how important someone may be, he might take birth today and die tomorrow. You receive a birth in a grand home when you have given donations and performed charity. The Father is now donating the imperishable jewels of knowledge to you and filling your aprons. You became so wealthy. Whether you call it the donation of the imperishable jewels of knowledge or the inheritance, you are receiving it from the Father. You are receiving the inheritance from the Father. So you have to show others the path. We are God's children, and so we should definitely receive the status of gods and goddesses. Goddess Lakshmi and God Narayan are remembered in Bharat. In the new world, it is only gods and goddesses who rule the kingdom because they received their status from God. However, the Father explains, if you call them God and goddesses, then as are the king and queen, so the subjects. Therefore, all the people would also have to be called gods and goddesses. This is why they are called deities. You know that you are making Bharat into heaven. We are studying Raj Yoga by following the Srimad of the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. We will then attain our fortune of the kingdom. God alone establishes heaven, and so it is definitely when He comes into hell that He can change hell into heaven. Those who became that in the previous cycle will become so again. Not everyone is the same. Everyone makes effort number wise. Nowadays, some children have courage and take the responsibility to help someone. Baba, such and such a child is beaten a lot, and so in order to save her, we will get married. Okay, that is fine, but you need the power of yoga and you also have to imbibe knowledge well. The more heirs and subjects you create, and the more you do the service of changing thrones into flowers, the higher the status you will claim. You have to make a great deal of effort. There are many such couples abroad too. They remain pure as companions. Then the husband would give all his property either to his wife or to a charity. Your children have now found the beloved, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, who makes you into the masters of the world. Therefore, you should remember him a great deal. You should remember such a father a great deal. Only you know the Father. None of the sages or holy men, etc., know the Father. The Father is here, sitting personally in front of your children. Now, although someone may remain pure, he cannot receive the power of purity which you children receive from the purified Father, because he doesn't know the Father. They say each soul is the Supreme Soul and that the Brahma element is God. There are innumerable opinions. Here, all of you have the one united opinion. You receive the directions from the Father to change from human beings into deities. It truly doesn't take him long to change humans into deities. He comes and makes impure human beings pure. This is the praise of him. They have been listening to and studying many scriptures, but there is no fruit received from that. The Father has now come, and so you should become his true lovers. Your intellect's yoga should not wander anywhere else. You may live at home with your families, but remain like a lotus flower. On the path of devotion, some have been holding on to Hanuman, some to Ganesh, and others to someone else. However, they are not God. Although they remember the name of shivbaba, they don't understand him to be God. They have said that God is in pebbles and stones. Everything has become tangled, and so no one except the Father can untangle it all. no one can find God. God Himself says, I come when devotion ends. The path of devotion continues for half the cycle. There is the day and the night. In the beginning, when shivbaba first entered him, means Brahma, he used to draw circles on a wall like little children do. He wasn't able to understand anything. You and I were all babies, and then it gradually entered our intellects. You are now studying and have become clever, and so are able to explain very easily. Don't think that someone is a very much older child than you and so is cleverer than you, and that you will not be able to study as much. Baba says those who come later can go very far ahead. Those who come later will be engaged in yoga day and night and remain very intoxicated. Day by day, you continue to receive many good points. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the creator of heaven. Therefore, you have to receive the inheritance from Him. You had it when you were in the golden age, but you don't have it now, and this is why the Father has come again to give it to you. He tried so hard for you children to understand something and engage yourselves in having yoga. Some say that they don't have any time. You can become free from disease for all time by having this remembrance. Therefore, you should become engaged in this business. There is nothing physical that you have to do here. You are able to remember your worldly fathers, so why do you forget the Father from beyond this world? The Father says, I gave you people of Bharat the inheritance 5,000 years ago too. Have you forgotten that you were masters of the world? From being the Sun dynasty, you became the Moon dynasty and then the Merchant dynasty. I have now come to make you into the Brahmin dynasty. It is only when you become Brahmins that you will be able to look after the sacrificial fire. Brahmins can never indulge in vice. You have to remain pure until the end, for only then will you be able to become the masters of the new world. The attainment is so great. You don't remember the Father. It has never happened that a child wouldn't remember his father. If you forget the Father, how would you receive the inheritance? This is an income. Sages and holy men have no attainment at all. They simply have the power of purity. But now God's power, they don't even know God. So, how could they receive power? You are the ones who receive power. The Father Himself says, I have come to make you into the masters of heaven. Can you not remain pure for a short time? Anger is the second most evil spirit. The greatest evil spirit is lust. In the golden age, Bharat was voiceless and they were very happy there. Bharat has now become vicious, and so look at the condition of it now. The Father has come once again to make Bharat voiceless, and yet you forget to remember such a Father. Maya very quickly makes you perform sinful acts. The destination is very high. You don't follow the Srimad of such a Father. You don't love such a Father. You say that you forget Him. Okay, at least make enough effort for an hour or half an hour so that at the end you only remember the Father. These are the final times. Those who remembered Narayan in their final moments, I am becoming Narayan and you too are becoming that. The Father says, become complete lovers. The Father is the best lover. If you make the Father belong to you, He will give you directions or advice. He will not give directions to stepchildren. The Father is the best lover. Does He take anything from you? Whatever you do it for yourselves. I don't even become the master of the world. Don't ever think that you are donating something to shivbaba. No, you are claiming the inheritance from shivbaba. When a person is about to die, people make him donate something. Everything is given to the special Brahmin priest. What do you have anyway? You donate pebbles and stones to God. Everything of yours is to be destroyed. You are not afraid of dying, are you? The Father says it is better to be dead to this dirty world. 5,000 years ago, too, I took everyone back home like a swarm of mosquitoes. I, your Father, am also the death of all deaths. I liberate you from the claws of death for half the cycle. Souls are free there. When a body becomes old, the soul sheds it and takes a new one. You again understand that you now have to go to Baba. Therefore, wake up early in the morning and talk to Baba. Baba, it is the wonder of you. I never even dreamed that you would come and make me into the master of heaven. I was in total darkness. Baba, it is the wonder of you. I shall definitely follow your teachings. I shall not perform any sinful act. I shall first of all kick away the evil spirit of lust. Make a promise for purity. Baba, sweet Baba, I am ever present to help you. You yourself should speak in this way. Baba tells you children of the effort he makes. Baba, we came here bodiless and we remember we now have to make effort to forget this old world. Shivbaba had so many children, so he would be concerned. Brahma too would be concerned. There are so many children and they are looked after very well so that they stay here very comfortably. Here you are in God's home. There is no bad company here. The Father is personally sitting in front of you. I eat with you. I sit with you. You know that shivbaba enters this one and says, Child, child. He says, My beloved children, promise that you will never indulge in vice. Help me with purity and you will make Bharat pure. Do you children not remember that when you maintain courage, the Father helps? We do this business every cycle. We make Bharat into heaven. Those who make effort will become the masters of the world. The Congress party helped Bapuji, means Gandhiji, so much. They received the government, but it didn't become the kingdom of Ram. Day by day, people continue to become even more Tamapradhan. The Father has come and is making you into the masters of the land of happiness. You remain happy for half the cycle. Acha, to the sweetest, beloved, long lost, and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, BapDada. The spiritual father says Namaste to the spiritual children. The spiritual children says Namaste and good morning to the spiritual father. Essence for the dharana. First point, become true lovers. Connect your intellects in yoga to the one beloved. Pay attention so that your intellects do not wander here and there. Second point, constantly remember the Father while keeping the attainment in front of you. Definitely become pure. Do the business of making Bharat into heaven. Blessing. May you be constantly fearless and victorious and find a solution to every problem by becoming Mahavir. Explanation. Those who are Mahavirs can never make excuses such as the circumstances were like that, the problems were like that, which is why they were defeated. It is the duty of the problem to come and the duty of you Mahavirs to find a solution to the problem and not be defeated. A Mahavir is one who is constantly fearless and becomes victorious. Do not become weak in trivial situations. The minds of victorious Mahavir souls stay happy at every physical step. They are never sad. Waves of sorrow cannot come to them even in their dreams. Slogan: always have benevolent feelings for everyone. These are qualities of a jnani and a yogi soul. Om Shanti